Hello, and welcome to this presentation on how to eat well and spend less as part of the Virtual Wellbeing Festival. Healthy eating is important and doesn't need to be expensive. This presentation will give you an introduction to some ideas and tips to help you eat well and keep costs down. The content of this presentation is from the British Dietetics Association. This presentation is delivered by NHFT Nutrition and Dietetics Service. We hope you enjoy it. We just wanted to introduce you to the Eat Well Guide. The Eat Well Guide helps you to get a balance of healthier and more sustainable foods. It shows how much of what you eat overall should come from each food group over a day or several days. Each of the food groups are responsible for important roles within our bodies. We need different nutrients from different food sources and in different amounts for our bodies to work well. You will notice that the food groups are in different proportions on the Eat Well Guide. The green section is fruit and vegetables, and we are encouraged to eat at least 5 portions of a variety of fruit and vegetables every day, which can be tinned, dried, frozen and fresh. All count. Aim to eat the rainbow and get a range of different vitamins and minerals. A portion is around 80 grams, which is 3 heaped tablespoons. The yellow section is starchy carbohydrates, and they are our main energy source. We should base our meals on these. Choose whole grain versions where possible for extra fibre. Some starchy carbohydrates include pasta, potato, cereal, rice and bread. The pink section is protein, and we are encouraged to have a protein source at each meal. Try to choose lean meat and remove visible fats. Some protein food sources include beans, pulses, eggs, tofu, corn, meat and fish, including 2 portions of fish every week, one of which should be oily for a source of omega-3. Try to eat less red and processed meats. The blue section is dairy and dairy alternatives, and we are encouraged to have 2 to 3 portions per day. Try to choose lower fat and lower sugar options. Dairy and dairy alternatives are good sources of protein and calcium. Check the label to ensure that the dairy alternative products are fortified with calcium. Sources include milk, cheese, yogurt, and plant-based alternatives. The purple section is oils and spreads. Choose unsaturated oils and spreads and use in small amounts. In the left-hand corner, pictured, is sauces, ice cream, cakes, chocolate, biscuits and crisps. If consuming foods and drinks high in fat, salt or sugar, have these left often and in small amounts. Drinks. Drink approximately 6 to 8 cups or glasses of fluids a day, which is 1.5 to 2 litres. All fluid counts, including tea and coffee, but not alcohol. Try not to have too much caffeinated drinks and try to choose sugar-free options. In the top left-hand corner is a food label with a traffic light labelling system. It can help you select a healthier product when choosing between types at the supermarket. This is a good tool to look at and use. If you want to learn more about the Eat Well Guide, there is a web link at the end of the presentation. It is important to follow a healthy diet with a variety of foods to get all the essential nutrients for good physical and mental health. Okay. So how can we eat 5 a day on a budget? Currently in the UK, approximately 50% of adults meet their 5 a day. Getting your 5 a day doesn't need to be fancy and expensive. We will talk you through some ways to incorporate more fruit and vegetables into meals and snacks to achieve 5 a day in a non-costly way. Select seasonal fruit and vegetables as they are widely available and less expensive. For example, strawberries in summer and parsnips in winter. Consider loose produce. For example, loose apples are often cheaper than the packaged variety. Some supermarkets sell wonky fruit and vegetables, which are just as nutritious but vary in shape and size, so cost less. Overall, frozen fruit and vegetables can be good value and highly nutritious as the nutrients are sealed in during the freezing process. They are also pre-prepared, which makes cooking quicker and easier. Try adding some to your meals. For example, add berries to your cereal or peas to your rice. A small cupped handful, approximately 30 grams of dried fruit, is a portion and can be added to your cereals or salad. For example, dried raisins or dried apricots. Visit a local allotment or community garden, as they may have cheap fruit and vegetables for sale. More and more of these are popping up in local areas, so keep an eye out. Tinned fruit and vegetables are cheap and quick options to add to meals. For example, a portion of baked beans is one of your 5 a day and a good source of protein. For a healthier choice, choose fruit canned in natural juice rather than syrup, and choose vegetables canned in water without added salt. Okay, now let's move our focus to shopping. Over the next 2 slides, we will have some tips for when you are food shopping to help you spend less. Make a meal plan, even if it is just for your main meals. You can keep old meal plans and use them later in the month or year. Having meal plans can help reduce stress, saves time, saves money, reduces waste, helps you get more variety in the diet, and you can use up some store-cupboard ingredients. Set a budget for food shopping. It can help prevent overspending, help you to prioritise your spending and minimise waste. Write a shopping list and check what foods you already have at home to avoid buying things you don't need. Sometimes it's good to say, if it's not on the list, I'm not getting it. There can be many tasty treats in a supermarket, and it's easy to add them into the trolley without needing them. Select a time to shop in the week when you are not in a rush. Having time when you are shopping makes a difference. You can make good choices and hunt for the best deal. If you can, avoid shopping on an empty stomach, as it may affect what and how much you buy. It may sound obvious, but it's true. Also, the smells in shops can make you even more hungry, like freshly cooked bread or chicken being cooked. Be aware that special offers are not always the cheapest option. For example, buy one get one free, or a third off. Be cautious when you are looking at these in the supermarkets and think, do we need it? Is it on our shopping list? Is it actually a good deal? How much am I saving? Do we have space to store it? For some deal items, the price is increased a couple of weeks before the offer, so it makes you think it's an even better deal. Ask a member of staff at a supermarket for fresh food reduction times and try to shop then for reduced priced items. Avoid purchasing more than you need or can store. Use within the specified date or freeze for later. Try supermarket value brands. They often taste just as good for a lower price. You often hear people purchasing the cheaper brand and not telling their family, and they don't even notice. Give it a try. Visit your local food markets if you can, as these offer locally sourced foods which are usually good value for money. Where we can, it is great to support local businesses. Look at all the shelves from top to bottom, as cheaper products are not always at eye level or positioned so obviously. Larger supermarkets offer a better range of produce, often at a cheaper cost, so if you can, do a main shop here. Online shopping. It helps you to avoid impulse purchases, helps you to be stricter with what you need to buy, and you have a chance to compare different products and sizes. How to read a label in the supermarket. When deciding which product to purchase, use unit pricing. It shows you the price of a food for a specific unit, weight, or volume. It helps you to select between products when the product size is different and if one product is on a special offer. Unit pricing can help you get better value for money, but also take care to avoid over-purchasing where it could lead to waste. Unit pricing is located on the bottom of a produce label below the price. Foods that are particularly good to compare unit pricing is foods packaged in different sizes, e.g. meat, fish and cheese, and foods that are packaged versus foods that are loose, e.g. bananas and potatoes. On screen you can see 2 different products, chicken breast and Braeburn apple. The unit pricing can help you select the best value product when the size of the product varies and also if it is loose or bagged up. Did you know every year in the UK we throw away 18% of the food we buy? The most wasted food and drink items in the UK homes that could have been eaten are bread, milk, and potatoes. Over the next 2 slides, we'll provide some cooking tips and tips to help reduce food waste. Make homemade soups from leftover vegetables. Preparing a homemade soup is easy. Combine chopped vegetables with stock, water, and herbs and spices. Bring to the boil, then blitz. At the end of the presentation, there are some web links to different websites where there are homemade recipe soup ideas. Use by dates versus best before dates. Use by dates indicate when a product may no longer be safe to eat. You should not eat, cook, or freeze it after the date displayed, even if it looks or smells fine. Best before dates are an indication of quality rather than safety, so foods can be eaten after the best before date. The quality, however, may be compromised. Make your own takeaway, for example, curry and rice or stir fry with noodles. Reduce your meat portions and consider having a meat-free meal or day at least once per week. Don't forget to replace the protein source with alternatives from the Eat Well guide. For example, add chickpeas to curry or baked beans to shepherd's pie. Use more good value for money protein sources, which include baked beans, tinned mixed beans, tinned chickpeas, lentils, some meat substitutes, milk, yogurt, hummus, hen's eggs, frozen chicken thighs, budget cuts of meat, tinned fish, especially sardines and mackerel, or frozen fish. Prepare a homemade packed lunch, for example, leftovers from the night before or a sandwich. Have a stock of herbs and spices to add to flavour to meals or side dishes. Mixed herbs are good to add to most savoury dishes. Freeze excess food, such as bread and other perishables. Most foods can be frozen, so check the packaging for guidance. Think twice before throwing away food. Could that food be used in a different way, or could it be frozen? Consider bulk cooking meals if you can. Make a larger amount and split into portions. Freeze or refrigerate to save money and convenience. Don't forget to keep produce as fresh as possible by storing it correctly, using Tupperware or food clips. For example, storing crackers in a sealed Tupperware box or using food clips to seal bread and cereal packagings. Did you know banana bread was the most Googled recipe in lockdown? It is a great way to use bananas that are overripe. On screen, these budget meal ideas are low cost and meet healthy eating guidelines. The meal ideas incorporate some of the tips mentioned in the presentation, for example, using value brands and tinned products. At the end of the presentation, we have web links to different websites which include some of these recipes. I won't read all the meals out, but hopefully this table will give you some inspiration for some lower cost meals. Here again are some more budget ideas for puddings and snacks. If you are pregnant or have young children, you may be eligible for Healthy Start vouchers and comply online or by post. Food waste apps, Too Good To Go and Olio. Have you heard of these? Too Good To Go enables users to rescue unsold food from local cafes, stores and restaurants at a heavily discounted price. Olio enables users to give away food and other household items to their neighbours, all for free. The concepts are to help tackle food waste here in the UK. Social supermarkets are comparable to conventional supermarkets that sell food and consumer products at a discounted price but using intercepted food waste. Alike, community cafes are comparable to other cafes that sell food at a lower cost which may have otherwise gone to landfill. Some of the community cafes are also pay-as-you-feel cafes. The goals of social supermarkets and community cafes are to reduce food waste, provide discounted foods and meals, provide job opportunities, provide networking opportunities, and strengthen local communities. If you are struggling to afford food and would like support, these are organisations and initiatives that can help. Citizens' advice. They can help you access existing financial entitlements and maximise your income. Food banks. They supply free food to people that are struggling financially. Search the Trussell Trust website for your closest food bank. Usually you need a referral for a Trussell Trust food bank, for example, from a healthcare professional or school. To find a local independent food bank, you can search using the web link on screen or contact them via email for local information. These are independent food banks and some of them may require a referral. To find a local Salvation Army food bank, again you can search using the web link on screen. Most schools now offer school breakfast clubs and school voucher holiday schemes. Speak to a teacher at your child's school to find out more. Also, social prescribers at GP practices will be able to signpost and provide support. Here is a list of some useful resources we recommend. Making some of the changes suggested in this presentation will help you to save money and eat well. Thank you for listening to the presentation. We hope that you enjoyed it.